major Democrat just ordered armed citizens to overthrow Trump. It's happening by Liberty Bell for dailyvine.com. It is no secret that the left has not gotten over the fact that Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton in the presidential election over a year ago. Instead of these die-hard liberal Democrats moving on from their tremendous loss, they continue to whine, moan, and throw one heck of a temper tantrum, opposing Trump and his policies to make America great again. While those actions can grate anyone's nerves, there are those in the Democrat Party that have taken their efforts to the next level by pledging violence against the sitting president, and now they have the backing of a top Democrat leader who just gave these lunatics their marching orders to do something about Trump. There was a time in our nation's history that when a president was elected, Americans got behind their new leader to support them, no matter what their political affiliation was. However, that was then, and this is now, when our country is more divided than ever thanks to the liberal policies of Barack Hussein Obama during his destructive presidency. Now we have political leaders defying President Trump every step of the way, and some even going as far as to call for violence against him publicly. Those calls for violence against Trump have only continued to increase as he continues to keep his campaign promises and drain the swamp and build a southern border wall to protect our nation, which has infuriated Democrat leaders across the country. One Democratic congressman is so angry over Trump and his America First agenda that during a recent town hall meeting he strongly implied that American citizens should grab weapons and oppose President Trump by force if the commander-in-chief doesn't follow the Constitution. Yep, you read that right, and of course the mainstream media will spin this in a favorable light, as they always do. Here is more from Fox News. A New York Democratic congressman is being accused of promoting violence against President Trump after suggesting during a town hall that citizens may have to take up arms against the president if he doesn't follow the law. I mean, this is where the Second Amendment comes in, quite frankly, because what if the president was to ignore the courts? What would you do? What would we do? Representative Tom Suozzi said during the March 12th Q&A session with constituents in Huntington, Long Island. It's really a matter of putting public pressure on the president, he said. The exchange was captured on a Facebook live stream. After Suozzi referenced the Second Amendment, a constituent asked him to explain the amendment. The Second Amendment is the right to bear arms, the Democrat says. That's why we have it. Yeah, which they are opposed to. Republicans are accusing Suozzi of promoting violence. It was out and outright promoting violence. There's no question about it. When resistance and obstruction don't work out, Tom Suozzi proposes violence. National Republican Congressional Committee spokesman Chris Martin said in a statement he's completely out of touch. That's the least of it. Taking a page from such a great American as Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and Alexander Hamilton, Congressman Suozzi explained why our founding fathers created the Second Amendment as a way for citizens to fight back against a tyrannical government that does not follow the rule of law. Senior advisor Kim Devlin said in a Monday statement to Fox News. Devlin added to suggest his comments meant anything else or that he was advocating for an armed insurrection against the existing president is both irresponsible and ridiculous. Really. Suozzi made the comment about the Second Amendment. Why should we just take a listen here? Just take a listen.
I don't know the answer to the question. It's really a matter of putting public pressure on the president and making it public, which is hard to break through the news cycle and over different things. And it's probably about going to the courts as well. And then, I mean, this is where the Second Amendment comes in, quite frankly, because, what if the president was to ignore the courts? What would you do? What would we do?
You see? And he also said that that Trump didn't put sanctions on Russia, which he did, and then he went into what if Trump doesn't follow the rules. So he lied on top of that. Now, this is the first time that a Democrat has called for violence against President Trump. That's not the first time, and it certainly won't be the last. Just last year, Missouri Democratic State Senator Maria Chapela-Nadal posted on Facebook that she hoped that the president was assassinated. And when people called for her resignation, she flat out refused to resign, saying that people were traumatized by Trump's presidency, which somehow in her twisted logic permitted her to wish for his death. Then there was vice presidential candidate Tim Kaine, who called for people to fight in the streets. Yeah, and so did Loretta Lynch against the Trump administration and the left's constant calls to resist the commander-in-chief. And of course, there are many more to add to the growing list of traitors. The only way that this sort of behavior will stop is when those that call for violence against the president are arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. It is one thing to protest policy, but when an elected public official does their best to create civil unrest, they must be held accountable for that, and the Democratic Congressman Tom Suozzi should be the first to be arrested. I totally agree with that. He should have been arrested. It was disturbing, to say the least. He was actually, and they're talking about the, what did they call these people here, that I remember here, that they're stupid or something. In other words, I don't remember. But they're not. These were old people that listened to CNN. Do you see? These people are not violent people. These people are normal people that listen to CNN because they're older and they don't know any better. They're not even hip to what is going on. And so this guy is preaching to them that, Trump didn't put sanctions on Russia for the 2016 election. And what are you going to do about it? Because Trump, what if he doesn't follow the rules, so to speak? I mean, really? So these people actually, that's why one old elderly gentleman got up and said, I agree with everything you're saying. Yeah, because you don't know the facts. This guy is spewing bull because they're getting their info from MSNBC, the mainstream media. You know what I'm saying? These people are not violent Antifa people. No, these are just uninformed Americans. That's basically the bottom line. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.